So, what is eternal life? I mean, really, it's one of those big questions, right? One that a lot of us have probably wondered about. Is it just about, living forever, or is there something more to it? Let's talk about that.
When we hear the words eternal life, our minds often go to some familiar places, don't they? We picture floating on clouds forever, maybe becoming a ghost, or just time stretching on and on and on. And that's totally normal. It's where most of us start with this whole idea.
But what if we've been looking at it a little differently than we could be? What if eternal life isn't so much a prize you get way down the road, after you die, but what if it's actually a real deep relationship you can step into, like right now?
This idea, it really clicks into place when you see this verse. Jesus himself says, eternal life is knowing God. Not will be, but is. So it's not about how long you live, but about this act of knowing. But what does that word know really mean here?
Well, the word used in the original text is gnosko, and this isn't about knowing about someone, like knowing facts from a book. It's so much deeper. Think of it like this. You might know a lot of facts about a famous celebrity, but you don't really know them. Gnosko is how you know your closest friend. It's personal, it's intimate, it's all about relationship.
Okay, so if eternal life is this deep, personal connection, what does that actually look like? It can feel a little abstract, so it really helps to have a picture in our minds.
And Jesus gives us the perfect one. He uses this incredible metaphor of a vine and its branches. It's such a simple but powerful image of what this living, breathing relationship is all about.
So let's break that down. God is the vine, right? The very source of everything, all life, all love. And we're the branches. We were literally designed to be connected to that source. And that life, that vitality that flows from the vine into the branches, that's eternal life. It's a constant flow.
So, that brings up a pretty important question. If that connection is life itself, well, what happens when the connection gets broken?
That separation from the source, that's what's described as a kind of spiritual death. And it's not about just ceasing to exist. It's more like a flower that's been cut from its stem. For a little while, it still looks beautiful and alive, but it's been cut off from its source of life, and it's already starting to wither. That's the picture of disconnection.
But here's where it gets really, really good. That connection, it can be restored. And when it is, it's not just about going back to the way things were. It's about starting a completely new kind of life.
And there's another great Greek word for this, zoe. This isn't just about breathing and having a heartbeat. Zoe is talking about the very quality of life that God himself has. It's vibrant, it's full, it's divine. And that's the life that flows from the vine into us.
Okay, that sounds amazing, but how do we know? How do we know if we're actually experiencing this new Zoe life? Is there like a sign? Can you feel it? What's the evidence?
Well, the proof is actually beautifully simple. It's love. The sign that we've been reconnected, that we've passed from that state of separation to one of life, is that we begin to love. We love each other.
Think of it this way. Love is the fruit that proves a branch is connected to the vine. It all starts with us receiving God's love, and then, naturally, it just starts to flow out of us. Love for God and love for other people. That's the proof.
In all of this, it leads us to what might be the most surprising and honestly the most hopeful part of this entire conversation. Because we usually think of eternal life as something for later, right? It's the thing that starts after our time here on earth is over. It's the future.
But if eternal life is a relationship with God, a connection to the vine, why would we have to wait? What if it's something that has already started?
Listen to the wording here. It doesn't say whoever believes will have eternal life. It says whoever believes has eternal life. That's present tense, right here, right now.
And that's the big shift. Eternal life isn't just a promise for the future, it is a reality for the present. The moment we believe, the moment we connect to the vine, it begins.
All right, so let's just pull all of this together. We're really talking about a whole new way to see eternal life, shifting from some of our old ideas to a much deeper truth. So instead of thinking about a quantity of time, we're talking about a quality of relationship. It's not some far-off destination, it's a present possession. It's not a thing you get, but a life you get to live. And it's not just about having an immortal soul, it's about having a whole new kind of life, God's Zoe life, right now.
When you get right down to it, eternal life isn't about how long you live, it's about how you live and maybe even more importantly, who you're living in connection with.
So I guess I'll just leave you with this to think about. If eternal life is a real, loving relationship that you can start today, how could that change the way you live right now?